I do believe that they did show signs of display of stoicism, but not enough to be considered stoic because they did express their emotions a lot, I feel. Because they gave really descriptive language of how they feel. Like, especially the way Balone would talk, he'd be like, "Oh, the sorrow of thy friend," and just those kinds of examples were constant throughout the whole book. Another thing I noticed about the friend group that lived in the house is how forgiving they normally were. Like, for instance, when Danny was gone for those 3 weeks and just going on his crazy streak, when he came back, they didn't really, uh, they weren't angry at him. They weren't trying to penalize him at any means by their code. They just accepted him back. I think the only time they really weren't apologetic was when Big Joe Portuguese took the money, and then they continued to basically beat him until he admitted it, with like not even asking or anything. They just went straight to violence. And another ideology that caught my attention was the way the author described the the funeral and the process of the funeral, and how it didn't really kind of matter about the fact that he was dead, but it was more of a matter of who was in attendance, what they were wearing, almost more like a formality instead of like the right thing to do almost. And I just thought that I never thought of a funeral in that kind of way, but I don't believe that the way he described it all was false. And one thing I did not understand from the book was after Danny had came back from his like 3 week of carnage, he was just sad, depressed. Then maybe it was just because of he missed the cynicism still, or maybe he just felt bad for kind of ditching his friends and basically stealing from them as well, which is something Danny would normally never do, even before when he was homeless. So I asked if maybe anyone else knows why exactly he was in that funk. And another thing I also did not understand was when he was in that funk and finally Balone and Jesus Maria went up to him when he was just down by the dock, like, "Hey, like, we have a big party for you. Are you gonna participate?" And out of nowhere, he kind of like snapped. I remember he referenced something towards maybe God or some sort of deity being right there by the pier, and then he just snapped and he was like, "Yeah, I'm going to the party now." And he went hard, and then he died from falling a cliff. But that's also another thing I didn't quite understand from the ring, is how he was able to switch just like that, if anyone knows that. Thank you for listening.